Hi everyone, it's Jill Lancet. How are you? It's Thursday night and I have another free card making tutorial for you. I hope your week's been well. Mine has been pretty good, and I think we'll just get to getting, I think. Now look, my last video was a walk through the new mini catalogue, which I'm looking for offhand. Here it is. Oh, as usual, I'm as prepared as anything. So we walked through this in the last video. I'm not going to go through that again. I also showed you the SALE-A-BRATION items. Tonight's card is going to use some of the items from both of these catalogues, as well as an online exclusive. So yeah, I will put all the details down below as I normally do, and I think we will just get started. Now, I guess you could call this a fun fold card. It has an element in it that I think is a fun fold card, so I think we'll just get straight to it. Now, I'm going to show you what I'll be using, okay? This is the online exclusive set. It's called the Hearts of Elegance. I'm going to use a couple of these stamps and some of the dies. Now, I got this as a collection, and I'm not sure. I think it's still available as a collection. Hearts of Elegance, and there's some beautiful marbled paper so that you can have a look at as well. You do need to go onto the website, my online store. If you are in Australia, my online store is jilllancet.stampinup.net. It's quite simple. If you're in another country, then you need to look at a demonstrator in your country, or if you have a demonstrator. So we're using that set of dies and stamps. We're using one of the stamps from this with you in mind. Now this is in the new mini catalogue. Just bear with me while I just show you what page that is on. Right there. How's that? Page 18. And they're quite large sentiments, so they're going to fill up a card, and you've got a few elements that you can use as well. We are just going to use thank you from there. This is another stamp set that we're going to be using. It is called Heart Shaped. This is a SALE-A-BRATION reward. It comes with a die. It comes as a bundle, a stamp and die set. It is on page 12 of the little mini SALE-A-BRATION brochure. So yeah, we're just using this stamp and maybe this one here from this stamp set. So I've got them all ready to go. So this is how this card goes, okay? I'm just going to pop this over here. Now, I will put all the measurements in the description below, okay? So we start off with a card base. Now, this is a standard card base. Now, in Australia or a metric country, that is half of an A4. It's scored at 10.5. So it's 14.85 this way, and it's scored at 10.5 to make this standard card base. Now, if you don't have a copy of the matte templates, they are free. Just email me here, tilly2145@gmail.com. Just request the matte templates and I'll send this to you, and you'll have it as a reference guide. So it's really handy to have, because if I say matte 1 in metric, you can go to matte 1 in the US letter size, and those cards will always have a cohesive look. They won't. They are different sized cards to start with, and therefore the mattes will be different. But I've made a whole video on that. You might want to go back through my library. So we've got our card base. we need a piece, and in this case I'm using BLACKBERRY Bliss. So this is an A4 width, which is 21 centimeters, and we're cutting it down to 12 centimeters, and we're actually going to score this at 10.5. So I'm just going to get my, oops, oh my goodness, sorry guys, sorry. So we're going to score this at 10.5. So just going to pop it in my paper trimmer. This is the best way to score things that I've found, bar none. Okay, so I'm just folding that. I won't put that too far away because I might need it. So I've got my little piece here, and I'm taking the largest of the hearts from that set, which is, sorry guys, Hearts of Elegance. Now these are the dies that you get with this. There's another one just a bit bigger than that one, and then there is this lot. So you get quite a few dies in this set. So we're taking that one. I'm going to pop those back in there. And I'm going to show you what we're going to do. I'm going to lay this die with the folded part up the top. And I'm going to actually lay it on here. Now look, I've made this to measure so that it just sort of fits on here. And I want the die to actually hang off. So I'm going to just stick that down. Hang on. Now, I hope you can see that. If I show it from the back, you'll see that the top of the hearts hangs off the top of the card. And where it hangs off is where the fold is. Okay, so I'm going to actually die cut that. I'll be back in 2 seconds. So, yeah, I have an electronic die machine over here. So just bear with me while I just quickly cut that for you. Now, I've done all the other die cutting just so that you can see how I did this one here. Now, when I take this off, we are going to have a heart tent fold card. So I've cut through both layers. So I'm just going to take this off. And you'll see that we are left with this shape here, and it opens like a tent fold card. So that is our first piece. So we're popping that there. Now, with that same die, I have taken another piece of 11 centimeters by 12, 11 by 12 centimeters. Now, I will put the details in the description. And hang on, sorry. Okay. So I've cut another one. Now that's actually going to go on top of that one eventually. So just bear with me while I pop that to the side. Sorry, I just got distracted, and I know you think I'm a bit flighty these days, but I've actually got a monitor for my diabetes that is permanently attached to my arm and it goes through my phone, and yeah, sorry, I digress. So now I've got this, and that's what we're going to make. But I'm going to show you how we're going to do this, okay? So I've got those two pieces. Now, off camera, I cut out those other hearts, and they are in basic white, and that is the other die that comes in this set. So you've got like a series of hearts that go down in graduating sizes. Okay, so I'll pop this one back in here. This one actually outlines this one here if you want it to. That one cuts it out and it puts a beautiful little dotty border on it. But they're the only two hearts that we need from this set today. Okay, we'll just pop all that there. So this is all scrap. Sorry. This will come together quite quickly once you see what we're doing. So I have a piece of the beautiful free papers from the SALE-A-BRATION catalogue. Now I'll show you what page that is on. It is called Bloom Impressions, and they're gorgeous. They're absolutely beautiful. If you love flowers, you're going to love these. Now, I did show these the other day, but yeah, if you want to have a quick look at them now, beautiful. Now, they're 12 by 12, so they're full-size papers. They're free. So you need to go onto my online store or your demonstrator's online store and have a look at the SALE-A-BRATION little brochure. I've also got some of these little purple adhesive backed sequins that are also free. So yeah, we're cooking with gas now. So I've got mat 1. I've got my tent fold heart card. I have another heart cut out the same size. I have 2 basic white, and I'm going to start putting this together. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue this onto our card base. Now I'm putting it straight onto the white, but you could make this mat 2 and put a Blackberry Bliss mat underneath it, or you could make your card from Blackberry Bliss. It's up to you, but I quite like using white cards, so I'm just going to do that. Look at the beautiful design on the back of that. Oops, how gorgeous is that? Okay, let's pop this together. So with those mats, they give you these beautiful little borders that are even, that are easy to cut out. You can cut them out in advance and just have them there. Mat 1 is probably the largest one, so yeah, you could cut them down if you wanted to. So that is our card base. I'm going to pop that over there because we're going to do a bit of stamping now. I'm taking the 2 white, basic white hearts, and I'm just going to get some scrap paper and my stamp and pierce mat. So I've taken some of the stamps from the sets that I just showed you, and we're going to do some stamping. Like as if I forgot what I was saying. Okay, so with one of them, I want to ink up this beautiful little flower from the Hearts of Elegance. We're using the flower, the leaves, and sending lots of love. That's what we're using from that set. I'm stamping them up in Melon Mumbo, okay? So I'm just inking that up. And I've created some masks, so we're even going to do some masking today. So I want one of these about there. Now you can put these wherever you want them, okay? So inking those up, I'm going to put another one down here. And I'm going to put a third one just across the other side of the point of that heart. So I've got these 3 flowers here like this now. And I'm going to show you something special with this particular stamp. I'm just going to give that a bit of a clean, because I'm going to actually turn it around. Now there are reversible stamps in the catalogue, but this one does not say it's reversible, but you can do this with quite a few stamps that are actually in the catalogue. Now you can do it with this one as well. If you turn this over, you can stamp this in a lighter colour and then turn it back over and stamp the details in a darker colour. And that's what we're going to do with this here. So I've stamped the flowers in the melon mumbo. I've turned my stamp upside down, and I'm actually going to use Bubble Bath. And this actually is quite symmetrical, so this one works quite well. But even if they're not symmetrical, you can still do this with them. So I'm just going to find that little small flower. There's two small little petals on there. So I'm just going to line it up with that. Now, just bear with me because my head is not 100% over the top of this. But it's giving me a two-tone flower, and it does not have to be perfect, okay? We need to forget that idea that everything has to be perfect. So I need to find my two little flowers. So I'm kind of lining them up like that, my two little petals. And on this third one, I'm going to do it as well. So have a look at some of your stamps, the photopolymer ones in any case, and yeah, see which ones you can do this with. So there we go. And it doesn't look like much, but it's actually an extra detail that, yeah. Now, the other thing I did was I made some masks, and I've just used Post-it note. Now, you can use the proper masking paper. I have got it, but I just thought not everybody has it. So I've made 3 masks. So there are my 2 little small petals, and I'm just going to basically lay them over where I've just stamped. And we're going to pop the leaves in between. So, yep, just pop them on, and we'll do these leaves. And I've actually made the masks from the background stamp, not from the actual floral stamp. Now, I've got the leaves, and I thought to keep with the theme of the paper, I would use Coastal Cabana for the leaves. So, yeah, I'm just going to stamp this up. We'll have a go at this and just make sure. Beautiful. And we'll do some stamping with the leaves. So, yep, we're making a little scene here. And we might just pop this one down here like that. And, oh, dropped it right in the middle. Wouldn't you know it? Now, I've got the other leaves here, so we're going to do the same with that. And we'll just pop that one there, right where I dropped that. How convenient. And we'll pop a few more around just to fill this out. Now, it doesn't look like much at the moment, but when I take these masks off, you will actually see that it looks very, very cool. We'll do another lot coming out here. And there we go. Now, I'm going to peel those off, and we'll see. It looks like a bit of a mess at the moment, but when we peel these off... Now, I put them back in the stamp case because I can use those over and over again until they fall to pieces. Okay. And the last little one, just there like that. Now, I will hold that up. I'll hold that up for you to have a look at. So it sort of looked a bit imperfect, but now it looks like it's much more filled out. Now, the other thing I want to do is to take some of the Melon Mumbo with a blending brush, and I'm just going to very lightly just go around the edges of this heart, just to, you know, tie that in. I like to tie colours in, so, yep, there we go. Okay, that's enough. That's plenty. Now, the other thing I want to do is to stamp on the second heart. And this I am going to use the leaf wreath. That's hard to say. Excuse me. The leaf wreath. From that stamp set that is free SALE-A-BRATION item. This one here. It's beautiful, and I'm going to actually stamp it in the Coastal Cabana to tie that in with the front of the card. So we'll ink it up, have a go at it, have a bit of a test run. I think I need to ink this up, this ink pad. Oh, it looks lovely. Now, they're not the same exactly, the shapes of these hearts, but they're close enough. And as long as you line up the peak, and as long as you line it up here and here, it will look cohesive, okay? So I'm going to do exactly that. So what I'm looking for is the point of this to meet up with the point of that, and the dip in the two lobes at the top. And I'm just sort of like hovering over that while I just check it out. Okay, fingers crossed, because I'm not right over the top of them, guys. Look at that. It's beautiful. Isn't it beautiful? Now, with the Melon Mumbo, I'm going to stamp this thank you. Hang on, where is it? Thank you. In the centre of this one. So we'll have a go at this. We'll have a test run of this. I always like to have a bit of a test run of these things. Now, I mean, these are not colours that I would normally use, but the paper dictated the colours. So I like to do that. I like to mix them and match them. And that's going straight through the middle of this heart. So there we go. Thank you. Beautiful. And we need a scrap of paper, which I have here, and we are going to stamp sending lots of love just on a scrap of paper. And we're actually going to fussy cut that out. Please, guys, stick to the end, if nothing else, to see how curious how it turned out. Hang on, I just had a bit of a thread on there. So I'm going to ink that up again. And I'm going to, just using a scrap, okay, because we're going to actually fussy cut this. So right there, okay. Again, I like to tie these things in, so using the similar colours, yeah. Now, while I've got the ink and everything out, I'm actually going to stamp a flower in the corner. So I am again going to use the Melon Mumbo for this flower. Just going to pop that there like that. I'm going to give that a bit of a clean off and turn that around. Just going to turn it upside down on the block. I'm going to use the bubble bath again and give it a really good ink up. And I'm just going to line up those two little petals. Oops, I need to see through that. So I think you can see them there. And look, it doesn't matter if it's not spot on, okay? In fact, sometimes it looks better when it's actually, it looks more like it's a graphic sort of illustration. I need another mask, so just going to pop this mask on there, and we are going to put some more of these leaves on here, if I don't drop them again. Dear oh dear. So just something like that. And maybe just fill some in around the bottom of it, just like that. Look, you can do whatever you like. So there's that, and I have the third message, which says, "My heart loves your heart." So it's a thank you card. Yeah, and I love this little font. It's a nice skinny little font. Now, if you've got loads of strips and scraps left over, you can see how that would fit on that if you wanted it to. So yeah, don't throw those things out. So I'm just going to try and line that up. I think that looks about straight in there. Could be wrong. Looks okay. Whew. Okay, so now we can put this together. This has not taken very long. Okay, admittedly I did do some of that die cutting, but that literally only does take a couple of seconds. Now I'm going to fussy cut this out, okay? And this as well does not take very long at all. So I'm going to start with the straight edge, and hopefully it will be straight. And then I'm just going to do some fancy fussy cutting around the sentiment. Hope you can see this. Now with fussy cutting, you move the paper rather than the scissors, okay? And you try and make it as smooth as a cut as you can. But I do have a little trick. You know, your paper does tend to get a little bit roughened around the edges, for want of a better word. So what I do is I just take my bone folder, and I will show you. I am going to do it to this. And that's done. I take my bone folder and I just turn this upside down and give it a good rub. Now, if you've got a flat end, that's good to do it. And generally speaking, that sorts it out. So it looks much nicer. It looks much neater. Those edges have smoothed down a bit. So we have that now. Everything's ready now for this to come together. So the first thing we're going to do is glue our little thank you sentiment to the inside of our heart, our little tent heart card. Now I'm going to use liquid glue because you can move it around, and yeah, you don't want too much. You don't want this oozing out everywhere because it will actually close the card. So again, you want to line up those, the top and the bottom with the top and the bottom of this. And I think if that's straight, it doesn't matter what the border looks like. But that looks pretty good to me. Then I'm going to pop this heart on the front of the card, on the front of the little tent card. Okay, again, I'm going to use liquid glue. Now this could be an engagement card, a wedding card. Change up the sentiment, change up the colours that you use, but you could use this for quite a few different occasions. I mean, happy birthday with a heart on it, that's not unheard of. Wedding card, a Valentine's Day card, whatever you like. So there's our little card on the front. there's another one inside. And we're going to now glue this onto the front of the card. Now, there's a bit of a trick to this. Okay, so you only want to glue this back part, and don't get too much on it. Again, you don't want too much glue on it. Now, these two folds are going to match up with the fold on the top of the card, okay? So you want to just pop that down, get it all measured up nicely, and then they will go to the top of the fold, okay? So if you need to turn that upside down, you don't want that to go any further, because we want this to open up just like that, okay? Oh, I forgot, I glued it on the wrong side. Oh gosh, I wonder if I can get it off. Hang on. Hang on. Dear, oh dear. Not sure. Not sure. Oh gosh. Oh, I used so much glue. And I think it's going to rip. This bit actually goes on this bit. Let's try it. Let's try it again. Gosh. Yeah, I'm having a great night. How is your night going? Oh, my goodness. Well, look, you know what? I always say it wouldn't be a Jill Answer production if I didn't bugger something up. Okay, so that's actually going on there. I was thinking to myself, now what's that bit for? But that's for this bit. Okay, now let's hope you don't notice that too much, okay? Yep, looks pretty crappy. So now we're going to put glue on this, and we need to only put it on this front part, because we don't want these bits to have glue on them. So we're just going to do this, okay? And I'm going to have to do some fancy disguising with some jewels and gems, I think. So now I'm going to line this up with the heart, and it will hang over, okay? But that's okay. We want that to hang over. Now, with the liquid glue, you've got that bit of wriggle time, and you can move that around if you want. So now we have our card that opens up. You can see that it's a full heart, and yeah. So now I'm going to have to cover this up really strategically. That's fine. That's perfect. And I'm actually going to pop this up onto some dimensionals. So I've got the mini ones here because this thing is so small. Let's see. One there. Crikey. Crisis averted. Yeah, I make lots of mistakes. But sometimes they're easily fixed, like this one is. Oh dear, oh dear. Okay, so there we go. I think that'll be enough. Let's just pop those off there. And put them straight in my little bin. And 3 more. Okay, that's the last of them. Now, I would have put this sort of over toward one side a bit, but I just want to cover up that little bit in the middle there, so that's fine. I think that's okay. So we'll just pop that across there like that. I hope it's straight. Just bear with me, guys. There we go, look at that. No problem. Now, I thought I might use some of these sequins, but I'm not sure which ones to use. Let me think. I like to do this. I might use these really pale ones, I think. So take your pick to the rescue. Let's have a look. We'll pop 3 large ones in the middle of these flowers. Okay. There we go. And I think we'll just have a couple around here. So we'll have a big one up there, I think, and just a small one somewhere under here. I think under there. Look at that. So we've got this gorgeous cut. It's finished. It's finished, folks. So we've got this little panel that opens up, this gorgeous heart. Inside it says thank you. On the front it says sending lots of love. And then, of course, we've got another message inside that says my heart loves your heart. Now, you've got loads of room to write. If you are one of those people that likes to do a lot of writing, yeah, we've tied the colouring to the inside of the card as well. And I think that's cute. You could change the papers, you could change the sentiment, you could change the stamps, whatever you would like. Now, I hope you really like that. I'm going to give you a bit of a close-up of that. Okay, I love the sequins. Sequins always seem to make me smile. And we have our little card that opens up like that. And then we have the inside of our card. Look, thanks so much for joining me tonight. Yeah, have a look at those, the new mini catalogue and the new SALE-A-BRATION one. My website is there, jilllancet.stampinup.net. My email address, tilly2145@gmail.com, if you would like a copy of the matte templates. And yep, please like, subscribe and share. Thank you so much. Stay kind, everybody, and I'll see you guys on Sunday. Hooray. Bye for now.